What's going on, everybody? Do you ever sometimes just sit back and start thinking about those dots that you connected from your childhood all the way up to where we are today, and start thinking about how in the world did I get to where I am right now? Whether that's a place that you want to be or a place that you are just so incredibly fed up with that you are digging and trying to claw something better out of your current situation. You know, I'm at a point now to where I'm so incredibly blessed and so incredibly excited to be where I am today, but it's not always been that way for me. Not too long ago, even just a few years back, life was pretty hard. It was really hard, and I was struggling and grasping at straws, trying to figure out how I got to where I was and what I needed to do to get out of that. So I'm going to take you a little bit down my journey of how I got to where I am today. You know, I grew up in a non-entrepreneurial mindset society. Everybody said, Adam, you need to go to college. You need to study in school, make good grades so you can get accepted to a good college. You're going to get a degree. You're going to take that degree and you're going to get a job that supports that degree, and then you're going to get a 9-to-5 job, and you're going to make the hourly wages that you can make in that job and work your way up the chain for as much as you can to support your family. You'll know what you're going to make every single day. You know what your monthly expenditures are going to be, and you can budget for that. You'll only make the amount of money that you're going to have working those hours that you work. That sounded horrible to me. But, like most good kids, I just listened to everybody else and just followed the path. When I was little, I was a class clown. I was a poor student due to the fact of me being a class clown. I didn't take anything seriously. I just wanted people to like me. You know, I thought I was a bad learner. And that mindset in my head was, yeah, I'm not a very good learner. I'm just the funny guy. I just want people to like me because of that. You know, that took me all the way up through college, to where I even failed my very first algebra class in college because I didn't try hard enough. It's not because I wasn't smart. You know, I let me think that it was because I wasn't smart, but that's not the case. It wasn't the case at all. I was actually very smart, and I'm going to figure this out later on along my journey. But on the outside, I just let everybody around me think that it was okay, that it didn't bother me, that when I was having these failures in school, when I was having these failures in life, that they didn't really bother me at all. I kept that military bearing of the emotionless guy who was tough, and you know, none of this bothered me at all. But really on the inside, I was continually fearing that I was letting everybody down. I knew that I wanted so much more in life. I wanted that time with my family. I wanted to be able to financially provide for them and give them the support that they needed. And eventually, at some point along my way in 2016, I was able to get into a career that made me a lot of good money. And I was always gone away from home, and I missed those memories and those things with my family and my kids, my daughters at the time. I've got 2 more sons now, so I've got a big happy family of 4, and it is just the biggest blessing that God has ever provided me with, other than my wife and my relationship with Him. But I hit this huge wall at that point because everything that I had worked so hard to achieve had crashed in 2016, and I was completely out of money. I was so ashamed to ask anybody for help that I just grasped at straws, and I ended up actually taking out a big loan so that I could pay for my bills and try to figure out what I was going to do in the meantime to actually provide and give my family the life that we needed. It was a really hard time for me. You know, it's a hard thing to do whenever you're not providing the way that you feel like you should be able to provide for your family, and that's a hard thing for a man like myself to swallow. And then, you know, one day I had this epiphany. I realized that all these things that I was taught about going to school and getting a job, a 9-to-5, and creating all these things, which I didn't even finish college because, you know, it was something else that I couldn't wrap my head around being in and doing and spending all that money. But I had this epiphany, and I realized that, you know what, I am the master of my own destiny, and so are you. I knew that I could build and create the life that I had desired to live, that there was no job, the J-O-B, that was going to pay me enough to reach the goals that I had in life. I knew at this point that entrepreneurship was really going to be the only way for me to get out of this hole. So what I did was I just started modeling entrepreneurs that had already achieved the same goals that I wanted to achieve. I started watching what they were doing. I even borrowed books because I couldn't buy them at the time. I just borrowed books and started to self-educate myself for the principles of entrepreneurship. I wanted to learn all of the steps and all of those secrets that these great people were doing to achieve those goals. Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, is one of those books that if you've never read, and I know you probably heard this from thousands of other entrepreneurs saying the same thing, if you haven't read that book, please go read that book because it will help shift and change that mindset. I also began joining organizations in my community that were going to help me bump up into those leadership roles that stretched me a little bit past to where I felt comfortable. Things and roles that would just expand my leadership traits and my qualities that would help me become a better man, a better leader, a better father, a better husband. And I also started to try to shift my mindset to realize that I needed to have a big why to accomplish all of these things as well in life. I needed to have a big why, which my big why ended up being my family, because I wanted to give them more than we had and we've ever had. You know, this was my reason of why I wanted to achieve more in life. But I always had a conflict. Like most of us do, we always have these conflicts in your head, these things that set you back. And mine was the fear of this internal struggle and fear of what other people's perception of me was going to be. I always thought that they were going to look at me and say, Adam's just trying something else. He's probably not going to make that happen. It's just, you know, he's trying, but whatever. We'll watch him fail at this one, and then we'll, you know, give him a pat on the back, say it'll be okay, and just move on. I had that internal struggle, that conflict within me, because I knew that I had tried so many things that weren't working out, and I was scared. But as an entrepreneur, you overcome those fears. Fears were those things that were going to drive you forward. And I started working hard, and I was actually, in this short period of time, I was able to build a business from 0 to 6 figures in under a year. This was a huge, huge achievement and accomplishment for me. A lot of people started backing me up and go, wow, you know, you're really doing this. You're doing a great job. I actually, in this period of time, over a 2-year span, I got on stage and I spoke to over 21 times at live events to thousands of entrepreneurs with my story, impacting those people and giving me the ability to give something back to all of those people who may be in the same spot that I was in. Being able to shift people's mindsets and be able to just show people that there is a path, there are ways, there are all these dots that you can connect along the way that will help you get to wherever it is that you want to be. And it's such a possibility. You can do anything that you dream of if you have a desire to make it happen. And impacting those thousands of entrepreneurs over the last 2 years was a huge humbling experience for me to see them achieve these goals and do these things that they wanted to do in life. I realized that fear was something not to stress over. It's really nothing to stress over. You use that fear, face everything and rise, an acronym there, to help motivate you to succeed more, to get you with people who are going to build you up and push you to that next level. And I also realized that I have a passion for helping others who were in the same spot of where I was, to create the life that they dream, whether that's health, wealth, happiness, relationships, all of those goals in life that you want to achieve through entrepreneurship, through your own personal life, and all these goals. I want to help you achieve those. If you haven't yet, like our videos, subscribe to our channel. We're going to push a lot of content your way to help you jump over that bridge to the side of success, happiness, reaching the goals that you want to be, and just achieving that life that you want to live. And I want to be part of your journey, just like there were so many that were part of mine to help me get to where I am today, to feeling the happiness inside of my heart that I at one point in time didn't know that I had. I pray for you to just open your mind to some great things in life, and I want to help you along the way. So please be part of our journey. I want to be part of yours, and I look forward to building a relationship with all of you. Have a great day.